This week on The Rock, we take a deep dive into student jobs, take a look at athletic eligibility, and see a recap on the Anacortes Earth Day Parade. All this and more on The Rock.
13 strong, we are The Rock. We'll make the show until we drop. We'll bring you news and we won't tell you lies. Please watch The Rock or we will cry. It's made for students just like you. You're gonna wanna see what we do this week on The Rock. 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Good morning, AHS. I'm Noah.
And I'm Juniper. We have a wonderful show for you today.
To kick it off, we have a segment highlighting students with jobs that help our local community.
Noah and I made it. Let's check it out.
Many of our students at AHS have student jobs. With school, sports, and homework, working can be quite difficult for students, but the community of Anacortes has a wide range of jobs for students to choose from. We interviewed multiple students from Anacortes for their insight on student jobs and opinions of workloads. Let's begin with Connor Thomas and Sienna Pagao at Lopez Island Creamery.
I decided to work at Lopez because I knew a couple of people that worked there, and it just seemed like a really fun environment, and I was just looking for somewhere to work.
In the summer, you're pretty busy all day, scooping ice cream, checking people out, making waffle cones, and then just clean.
Well, I think my favorite part about working there is that we get free ice cream when we work, which is nice. You would think that we'd probably get sick of it after a while, but those sample spoons, we just keep going.
It's fun to work with people you know, and it's really been flexible with sports and all my other commitments, so it's been nice.
A day-to-day at the pool is putting in lane lines, washing the deck, helping around with toys, doing chems, yelling at little kids to walk, stuff like that.
The day-to-day at the pool is setting up swim equipment for the little kids and putting tables in the water after getting out of the pool for swimming, and then helping them and hopefully not getting thrown up on.
You get to use the gym with a discount, and you get to use the pool with a discount, and you make some good friends.
My name is Lainey Prue, and I work at Calico Cupboard. I just, if I open, I get all this stuff back from the bakery, and I put it out, and I take care of some of, the wholesale stuff for both of the locations. If I'm closing, I just kind of do all of that in reverse. And then if I'm busing, I just show up and I get drinks for people and I help out the servers, and I clean and set tables. So obviously it's another priority you have to balance, especially if you do sports and stuff, but it kind of helps me feel more prepared for after I graduate and stuff like that. At least I have some experience in the workforce. So,
Love to see students being involved outside of our school.
Going off what Lainey said, it's hard to manage work and school on top of athletics.
Let's dive into athletic eligibility in the Anacortes district, made by Carter and Quinn.
Eligibility has always been a conflicting issue within our athletes at AHS. The spring season is especially one of those times where people struggle the most, academically, mentally, or both. We think that it is important to address this current issue that athletes are currently going through, so we investigated the issue and did some data research.
I think a lot of people are struggling with eligibility because at the start of the semester is kind of when spring sports start, and so if they don't pay attention to those first assignments, then they could easily get those Fs.
I think the main problem is that sports take up a lot of time, especially track. And so if you're trying to stay eligible, but you're also trying to do track, it can get a little overwhelming. So I would say that's a big challenge, considering track is right after school. It ends around 6, so you don't exactly have a lot of time or motivation. So that's definitely the main struggle.
These 3 charts show the following. the number of failing classes per grade, the number of students with a failing grade, and the average of failing classes in each grade. This data was collected about 2 weeks ago, so it's not going to be the most up-to-date.
Oftentimes, high schoolers struggle with time management. We work as counselors with students to figure out how to prioritize their time better, to make sure they're making use of the time that they have, as well as making sure students know that the student comes first. So making sure that they're taking care of the classwork that they have, going in to meet with teachers, and making sure that they are not having any missing assignments and putting their best foot forward. As a reminder, teachers are available before and after school for additional help. We also have tutoring that's in the library on Mondays and Thursdays that's available too to all students here at the high school. So that's a great opportunity to get some additional support.
I think the big thing is for students themselves to constantly be looking at Schoology. So we do grade checks, and that's for activities and athletics, and we're actually mandated by WIAA to do grade checks. So statewide, if students are failing classes, they're not allowed to play. Here at Anacortes High School, when we do grade checks, so what we really want is we want students to know what's coming. So preferably, students are constantly looking at Schoology, they're looking at their grades, they're aware of them, they're emailing their teachers, they're like, hey, that assignment, I thought I turned that in, and they're up on top of things, and that's what we really want.
Advice to give athletes to help them keep their grades up so they can stay eligible. There's a few things. Everything kind of revolves around trying to be proactive in their grades instead of reactive, which means if they're struggling in a class, communicate early with the teacher, communicate early with your coach. That way they can help you before it's too late. And sometimes we do grade checks and we find out that a student is struggling in a couple of classes, and then it takes them a number of weeks to get their grades back up so that they can continue to play. For the students that are communicating early to their teacher, hey, I'm really struggling in this class, and what can I do to keep my grades up? The teachers want to help them if they know that they want help. We have some of our sports programs actually that allow like study sessions during practice. So instead of being at practice, they actually do their homework, and we have coaches that help them. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but it really starts with them just staying ahead of it and communicating early if they're struggling.
Our student athletes are working hard to keep those grades up.
They better. We got to keep winning all of those state championships.
Of course, but if you need help, feel free to reach out to counselors and teachers.
Now, our last segment for the day is about the recent parade last weekend.
This past Saturday, Anacortes hosted an Earth Day parade downtown on Commercial. People from Anacortes celebrated this day by dressing up as wildlife from both the local forests and sea life to help inspire learning and protection of natural world. Along with that, they also had stages for local bands to play at, sharing their music. Following this, they host a luminary light parade where illuminated sculptures of animals, flowers, and stars were displayed.
I love a good parade.
Well, that's all we have for you today, AHS. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to email us at therock@asd103.org or Instagram at ahstherock. With that, I'm Noah.
And I'm Juniper. From our rock to yours,
have a great day, AHS.